What's up, everybody? Evan J. Thomas here, along with Dennis Stover. This is the We Are ND Nation podcast. This is a wrap up edition. We've had 8 days to ponder what the fuck happened in the national championship game. Ohio State beat Notre Dame 34-23, as we all know. And we've kind of been in hiding and sorrow the past
Yeah,
8 days.
it still stings a lot.
It stings. And I was down there and it was rough as hell, but you were up in New York doing your
Yeah.
thing and being with the crowd of people during that game. They started out with that 18 play drive,
So
longest
awesome.
drive ever in a national championship game. Ran it up their ass
Just
like
ran it right down.
and scored.
I was like,
and
all right, we're going to have a game. We got a shot.
And then 21
21
straight
unanswered.
points?
21. They ripped them off. It was like we won the first quarter and then they fucking took off the second quarter.
Yeah.
And it was I will say this so I don't have to say it again, and call me Homer, I'll take it. But I fully believe, without a doubt, without any ounce of doubt in my body, that a healthy defense with Morrison, Mills, Bothello, Traore. I mean, I'm sure there was one other injury. Anyway, but you give us those four guys back on the defensive side of the ball, we win that game, man.
Yeah, you basically are missing.
It's all starters. That's the run game.
Yeah.
Take away Henderson and Judkis, and then Smith would have been shut down because Morrison is NFL. He's like that good.
Yeah, and as you just said, he went to the NFL this year, or this past week. He announced that he is leaving Notre Dame. Will be going into the draft. He would be a senior this year if he would have stayed. Is that correct?
Yeah, because he started as a freshman in 2020, wasn't it? Yeah. Or
so 2021, I think it was.
21, yeah.
So kind of crazy.
So yeah.
He's already there.
But anyway, so there's nothing about that. The fact that we got it back to within 8 points with 4 minutes to go was awesome. And word was Great House all year. That guy broke out.
Oh my God.
Which was the great games, the best games to break out because the best players are supposed to show up in these kind of games. Leonard finally started throwing the ball. He was missing so bad, but they gassed him out that first drive. I guess he threw up on the sideline afterwards.
I didn't hear about the
he fell on the ball twice, and obviously they were running him so much, and you're not going to run him 34 times to win that game. Why they went away from Love so fast?
I was just going to ask that question. What happened?
That baffles me. 4 touches the whole time.
4 touches.
Maybe a couple catches. But
yeah, I'm looking right here. 4 catches or 4 carries, 3 yards. For Jeremiah Love, who in this playoff, I mean, all season long, he scored what? Touchdowns in 15
It was
straight
like
games?
13, 14 straight games, yeah.
Unbelievable. And they all of a sudden run him 4 times for 3 yards. I mean, Jadarian Price only had 3 carries also for 13 yards. I know they were down.
I guess that line, they just really couldn't run the ball, which I don't understand.
I don't know.
Because the only threat to run, I guess, was Leonard. So Ohio State, Jim Knowles is a good-ass defensive coordinator, man.
And Jim Knowles just went to Penn State.
Penn State. What did I say after Al Golden left? I said what did I say in the text message? I said we should give whatever Jim Knowles wants. And the next day, Penn State got him.
Penn State. And the funny thing was, like, he got a raise, and apparently he went to Ohio State and said, hey, I got this opportunity. And apparently this was on the day of their parade or whatever, their little event. They told him to stay home and figure it out.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, wow. I heard that. I was like, holy shit. So they're like, don't even come back.
Don't even come back.
So it's like, go to a rival in the same conference, which I'm kind of shocked by.
That was nuts. Go ahead. Usually they won't let another coach go to, but they're going to face off next year.
Yeah.
Penn State might be tough next year, man.
Penn State is returning. I thought I heard.
I think they're returning.
They're
returning the quarterback, and I think the running backs are coming back.
Allard.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, Penn State's gonna be rough next year, man. they could be a favorite to win the Big Ten. I mean, James Franklin will shit the bed somehow, but
Yeah. Exactly. So I'm going to go over some stats here from the game. We had Riley Leonard, 22 20 22 carries. No, that's not carries. That's okay. 31 attempts, 22 completions. That's what the stupid
Got
C
it.
is. 255 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had no interceptions. I mean, the best part is that they didn't have the turnovers. The defense kind of helped out on that.
Yeah, they just couldn't get any. The DBs were finally overmatched. I mean, that was.
Oh my God, that kid from Ohio State, Jeremiah Smith. Whew,
He's
had
really
some
good, man.
plays.
He's really, really good.
That was that the fourth or was that the third down play in the fourth quarter where
Yeah, when he got open, when they zero blitzed, they sent the house and they left the corners on an island, and it was
poor
the easy
Christian
move.
Gray, man, he could not hold on to him at all. And Smith was just too fast.
I guess he was. So did you hear about after the locker room?
No.
In the locker room after the game?
No.
So supposedly and I'm going to say his name, this asshole from USA Today, Dan Wolken, I think is his name.
Okay.
He was in there and they were asking questions and follow-up questions and stuff. And I guess at first it was he had just wrote just in the Notre Dame locker room. I'm paraphrasing. This isn't quoting.
Okay.
But essentially so many words of just in the Notre Dame locker room, amateur hour, but like bagging, a lot of yelling and swearing at reporters and this and that, amateur hour. So then only to come to find out Eric Hansen was in there, and Eric Hansen is a writer for the Tribune, South Bend Tribune, and he was in the locker room. And yes, there was yelling and stuff. So what happened was the reporters were asking Christian Gray. He came in the locker, he was crying. He's bawling his eyes out because he felt he lost the game for his team.
Sure.
I mean, I get it. The kid's what, barely 20? I'd be bawling. I'm fucking however old I am, and I was on the verge of tears. Anyway.
Exactly.
So Hansen says, and then he just said, no comment. I don't want to talk about it. Had a towel or something over his head. And he was crying. And then Ben Morrison started consoling him. He's like, look, I don't want to answer the questions. So then Ben Morrison jumps in, and Ben Morrison got hot, I guess. And Ben Morrison's like, get the fuck out of here, or, get out of the locker room. Using expletives and, raising his voice. But you know what? I'm glad he came to his defense, man. I could see how, yes, reporters, they're allowed to ask questions and stuff, but it was a gut-wrenching loss, and you're zeroing in on one kid, and you keep repeating maybe give him a second to compose, like right after the game. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm a fucking armchair quarterback, but I'm not mad at Ben Morrison coming through, and so that's what happened. But to sit there and say amateur hour and stuff, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have been yelling and kicking the reporters out because the reporters are just doing their job.
True, but here's the thing: I've been in that room after a loss. I was in that room in Clemson after they got smoked.
Right.
Us reporters that were in there did not ask anything.
Right.
We let them.
But yeah, I agree, man. You can't wait 10 minutes, let these kids call. I mean, it just, again, 4 minutes to go, we were within 8 points, and what is it? It was third down, I think? Or
third and like down. 8. Third and
8, and it's like bong, and then field goal, and then 11, and that's game.
That was game.
Yeah, I'd be fucking losing my shit too.
Yeah.
So Dan Wolken, you can eat a dick.
And we are not censored here on the We Are Ending Nation podcast.
Oh, shit. Sorry, I know we're live, but
I don't give a shit. We can swear all we want.
So that'll be all my expletives. I mean,
that's not going to be all your expletives. You kidding me?
No shit. It was. I was happy to see them come back, but I'm not gonna. There's no such thing as a good loss. I will say it was. Excuse me. I will say it was a fantastic season.
Oh, it was amazing.
I mean, we have to say that, right? 14-2, a fucking Sugar Bowl and an Orange Bowl win.
3 playoff wins.
3 playoff wins.
2 against. I mean, you had Penn State. I mean, they were
and Georgia,
6 and Georgia. So
and
you
Penn
had
State played for the Big Ten championship.
Huge wins. Even the Indiana win to me was still pretty big because people were
absolutely.
hey,
Up until that point, the only team that beat them was Ohio State.
And as you know, was it last Saturday when I was down there at the Weston Peachtree? They had a little event for Kirk Signetti, the cigarette man.
Yeah,
He had
Lucky
his
Strike himself.
the Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year award went to him, and I was at the event photographing it. And afterwards, I got to meet him, and I walked up to him. I'm like, "Hey, can I get a picture with you?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." He's like, "Let me fix my teeth." I go, "Well, mine are brand new, so I don't have to do that." So he was fixing his teeth, and then took the great picture. And then afterwards, I'm like, "Hey, can I get a prediction on the game?" He's like, "With my job, I can't be giving you predictions." He's like, "I'll get in trouble or something like that." I'm like, "All right, man, sorry." And
You're gonna
even
get him fired.
you
All of a
gave me
sudden,
shit.
The NCAA is going to come down on old Paul Mall because
Yeah.
you asked for a prediction.
I mean, you gave me shit for asking that straight up anyway. I was like,
you should have been on the show.
I don't know. It was one of those moments where I'm like, I don't know what to fucking ask him. And hey, do a prediction. Videotape it.
That's all right.
And he's like, "Oh man, you're a fucking chode. Get out of here." So little shrimp fuck. So
It was a cool
we
picture,
got
man.
Chicago Sports Podcast is following us. I want to thank you dudes for joining us here on the podcast. So
Thank you.
I've known these guys for a while, so they're pretty cool dudes.
Awesome.
Yeah, pretty nice to have them on there. Do you guys have any questions? If you do, I put it in the chat there. If you have any questions for us for our wrap up, we're going to start talking about the transfer portal here in a moment. I think we're kind of off on the game now. So
it was. Let's just talk about the season and the kudos that it was. I mean, they did an all playoff team. Notre Dame had like 7 players on it out of the 12. Like the kids showed out in the playoffs, man. They really. It was so wonderful. Evan too. This was the greatest Notre Dame finish of the year since the 1993 team that finished number 2 as well.
There you go. Yeah, because they were number 2 overall.
Number 2, outright
number 2, and crazy that Oregon was 3rd. I think it was.
I mean, they should be.
Yeah, because they lost literally one game.
Go make a uniform.
So yeah, we're moving on to the next season, 2025. Obviously now we're into the off season, which there's a lot of bullshit that happens. You got coaches leaving, coaches coming. You got players jumping in the transfer portal. You got people getting money all over the place. Al Golden leaves Notre Dame for the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not horribly sad about that because he is going to the Bengals, but Notre Dame loses a good one.
I mean, it just stinks. It would have been nice to have that nucleus one more year. Yeah. Honestly, with the young studs come in on that defense. I mean, all our linebackers are coming back except for Kaiser, but that's okay because we'll have Osbury, Sneed, Bowen. I mean, that's strong, man. And then you got Boubacar Traore. We lose Mills, but then I know we got a couple of we got 2 defensive tackles coming in from the transfer portal.
Twin brothers. Did you see that? There were 2 twin brothers that are coming from.
Amazing.
I forgot where they were coming from, but they were like 6'4", and I mean.
But no doubt, people are the buzz about Marcus Freeman and wanting to play for him, and the fact he solidified him as. I mean, I gotta believe that Notre Dame is the top 5 team for the next couple of years. I don't see why not.
Yeah, why not? As long as our quarterback kind of holds up and he can put up some numbers and just kind of.
Well, I mean, if Denbrock's locked in, so Greathouse showed out. We're finally going to get some. Watch, we'll start to get some receiver play now, and we're going to have a three-headed monster going on at QB, and the winner. I mean, we got Angeli, Minchie, and Carr, and all of them are ready. I mean. They're all ready to go, so that's going to be fun.
You also have a 3-headed monster at running back where you have Love, Jadarian Price, and Aeneas Williams.
Yeah.
And then I think if I recall, they have a freshman going to be coming in this year. I want to ask what happened to Cam Williams, the wide receiver.
I don't know.
Like they don't even list him anywhere for like next season, which I think is crazy.
Wow. Well, we'll see. And then we lost the GM to why he went to
Chris Yeah, whatever.
Why he went
Apparently,
to Georgia, I don't know.
there was something going on with that. That's why they just kind of let him go for like no extra money.
Uh-huh.
What was it? The name I heard was Lake Dawson as a
Oh, being a GM,
replacement.
that I'd love it. Why not?
So
Oh, and for defensive coordinator, because I guess everybody was wanting, like a lot of the fan base and local writers and stuff were wanting Mike Mickens because
Mickens,
he
that's
had
right, the
such a
DB coach,
but
right?
yeah, and he's obviously that guy is really good. But Chris Ash is like looking like he might come in as the DC.
Okay, there you go.
You know, Chris, they were on him and Luke Fickle were co defensive coordinators on the first year of the playoff when Ohio State won with Cardell Jones.
Okay.
And he was head coach at Rutgers, and so that's not bad, you know. I just hope we don't lose any more. I hope we don't lose anybody else on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it'd be tough if we did. Obviously, you can intermix
Leonard
people
Moore,
here and there.
man, showed out fresh. I mean,
Yeah, as a
our
freshman,
DBs,
freshman of the year, I think he was.
he did get All-American as a freshman.
He
So
did.
that's in the last 3 years, we've had 2 freshman All-American corners, and we were so weak at DBs for so long. So you got to give Mickens money. Please don't let any lose it. Like, what's his name? Bavawakwa, the AD.
Bavakwa.
I know. Lock these cats up, man. Please, like, just do it. I know maybe they want to go, but you can't force someone to stay. But
No, and that's why they need the regulations on that. Okay, so I want to kind of get into some of these transfer portal people. Ones that we've already known for the past couple weeks is Devonta Smith, cornerback out of Alabama.
Yeah, there you go.
Notre Dame. We got another safety out of Virginia Tech, Jalen Stroman's going to Notre Dame. But then we lose 3 offensive linemen. We lose
Spindler.
Yeah. Rocco Spindler's going. That doesn't say where yet. Pat Coogan's gone, and then Sam Pendleton. And then we lose 2 wide receivers. Last year we lost wasn't it
all
6?
Of them. Yeah,
Everybody left.
Thomas.
Jaden Thomas is heading out. He's going to the Cavaliers, Virginia. And then Deion Colsey doesn't say where he's going yet, but he's Colsey out too. And then you also have Ty Chan, who is an inside offensive lineman. He's going to UConn. He didn't really do too much this year. So
no.
Tight end, I'm looking at that. There's Andrew Yanoshak. I don't even remember the name. Don't even know the name.
He's transferring out?
Yeah, he's transferring out. He must have been. I mean, he's not even listed as a star, so he's not even rated. So
yeah.
So obviously him going's not too bad of a loss. Obviously the 3, and here's the thing: the 3 offensive linemen we're losing, I think we're all
starters. They all at one point they all started games.
They all started, but they were all starting the season as backups. So
correct.
Notre Dame's going to be, moving these guys in and out.
Well, we got Jagasaw, Knapp, and Emil Wagner. I mean, that's 3. That's right there. So you just need another guard and
center. You're going to get more depth through the transfer portal. So I'm not too worried about the offensive line.
Portal, they're developing great.
Yeah. Oh my God. Remember, first week of the season, that was one of the things that we were so worried about was how good the offensive line would be this year after losing.
I don't worry. I'm not going to worry next year. They're just fine.
Nah,
again, who are we? I was like, wow, how are you going to start this freshman who's undersized at Texas A&M? But here we are making a natty run. So what do I know?
Smoking it up.
Yeah, it was amazing.
What other little notes and tidbits should we talk about?
Well, I mean, spring ball's right around the corner, so that's
going to be in April.
It's already the end of but they'll start March probably, so most
April. True. Yeah, because the blue gold game is usually 3rd week of April.
That's they put that shit out for like a month and a half, over 15 practices. So, but I'm just glad we won't have to worry about a transfer portal quarterback coming in. That's nice. We got just blue blood that we built up. That'll be fun.
Now, let me ask you this. Do you think any of those 3 would leave?
No.
After the spring session.
I mean, I know we're bringing in a couple. I think they got 2 more freshmen coming in as QBs too. So possibly, if anybody, here's what. Okay, so I don't know if anybody watching remembers Johnny Carson. He'd be like Karnak, So
I don't
Karnak
have any pieces
says,
of paper to do that.
I got it right here. Look, dog. Look, I got
There
it.
you go.
Karnak says, I would say that it's going to come down between Minchie and Carr, and I give the nod to Carr, and then Angeli would transfer out because he's already like he's senior class, or so that's the way I would see it. Unless he's the ultimate Notre Dame man and he just stays. I mean, who knows? But that's would be a scenario I could see playing out after the spring game. Well, they're not going to have enough starter at the spring game.
True.
But I think Carr is just light years ahead, and you got Denbrock there, and but Minchie might be a stud too because Minchie can run. So
there you go. Yeah, I was watching him.
Jake Daniels 2.0. You never know, man. I mean, that kid was a huge recruit too, coming out of high school. So he's nothing to sleep on.
I would like to see Minchie in the blue gold game this year, kind of light it up. I'm hoping he's able to do something. So at least
it might be a fun. Maybe I should try to go this year. It might be a fun blue gold game, actually.
Why not? Try to get out there. What was the other thing I was just thinking of too? Oh, so watching, because I was watching him in the practice. We got 15 minutes to go see them at practice at the Mercedes-Benz Dome or whatever, the stadium. So during their practice, they were not in pads, and I was watching Minchie. You're right. He is quick, and he's big.
Yeah.
He's bigger than I thought because he was
he's going to grow too,
Yeah, that's true.
He's going to keep growing.
So, yeah, we got
fucking sophomore. Now he's going to be a junior. Yeah, man.
Got some studs at QB that can be pushing it. So
they've all had 1 year under Denbrock in the playbook and learning and watching. So it's going to be nice, man. We're going to actually have a QB stud. I mean, not that Leonard was. He's a great athlete. He's a good runner and stuff. And he could make some throws like every once in a while. He'd have at least one dime a game. Where like, wow, I just made that fucking throw, like that one he threw over the shoulder. I was like, God damn, it was beautiful.
Oh, to
was that Penn State? Yeah. Great House made some moves, but he missed early on.
He did.
Yeah.
He threw a couple low ones. Well, here's the thing. So after that first drive, that 18-play drive for the touchdown, they went 3 and out, and then I think 3 and out again. And you even called it out. You're like, dude, he is gassed.
Oh, yeah.
He was gassed. And you could see him sitting on the sideline like fucking Wayne trying to get in. That's why I'm kind of shocked, and you even said it too at the beginning. Why didn't they use Love? Was he still hurt? Here was the thing, though. When I saw him in practice, he did not have a knee brace on. He was running around without a knee brace, so he didn't need that. And like you said, was it that the defense was just that good of Ohio State?
Man.
But I'm still shocked.
He got hit early on and didn't want no part of it. I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, it's one of those. What the hell happened?
It's crazy too because I think that's the most points Ohio State gave up all season, and it was to us.
Yeah, you're right. Well, it is what it is. Got the new T-shirt though.
Oh, sick! Oh man, where's mine?
I wanted to make sure that they look good before I got yours, so
Sweet.
I'll make sure I get it. Yeah.
Awesome, thanks, dude.
What size yours? Medium?
Yeah, probably.
It's medium. Okay.
Medium. Yeah.
You want the green or you want the gray? Because I got a gray one with that logo too.
I think I'll go gray because I look washed out in green.
Yeah, the gray one looks really good too. Because I was wearing that last weekend. Because this one didn't come until freaking Tuesday when I got back. So that didn't help. So thank you, fucking Printify, for screwing that one up on me. But at least I got the gray one, so I could wear that down there. But yeah, it was a fun time down there. I got to hang out with a bunch of the beat writers for Notre Dame. My boy Lynn Clark and Cindy Hamill was down there. Didn't get to hang out with Lisa Kelly. She was out busy with her friends.
Yeah, of course.
Matt Shelton was actually at the game. He ended up going.
He did.
So, yeah, and then Doug Plank, who I was reaching out to, he ended up going to the game with hanging with people. So I was kind of all by myself, hanging out over at it was called Taco Mac Prado, and it was in Prado, Georgia, which was about 15 minutes outside of Atlanta.
Oh,
So it
okay.
was pretty cool. But it was a Notre Dame bar. They have a watch party every week. I think it's the Notre Dame Club of Atlanta that actually
Okay.
hosts it over there. So it's pretty cool getting out there and meeting all the people that were there. I mean, it was raucous at the beginning, and then right after halftime, you start seeing people leaving and heading out.
People left?
There were people that left in the early third quarter.
Maybe they had to work. I don't know.
No, there were people that literally pulled "Oh, this game's over." You know, you know how I always
Kevin
say
was
that.
funny. Kevin was hilarious because we were texting during the game, and he's like, "Hey, take it from me firsthand. I saw my team come back. They were down. What was it, 28-3? That Brady
The
came back.
Patriots,
And
yep,
ran.
against the
Yeah,
Falcons. I remember because I'm a Falcons fan.
Falcons. Yeah, and he's a big Patriots fan, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And then it started happening, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, that
I'm
place was
gonna
going.
remember that. I want to send them a T-shirt, and that should be their inspiration for next year, and say 8 points in 4 minutes.
There you go. 8 points, 4 minutes. Yeah. So next year, 2025, they start at Miami.
Man, it's a winnable schedule.
They have a game. I think it's
They start out against Miami at Miami,
Yeah,
and then they have A&M, and then Purdue.
fuck.
Then I can't remember the rest.
Yeah, I had it up earlier. Shit.
Yeah.
Notre Dame 2025 schedule.
Nice. Look at you.
Because I know they play at home against Texas A&M, like you said. Here we go.
They open
Got
up
it.
against Miami.
Oh, Jesus. So they have at Miami. Oh, come on. What the hell?
At Miami, at home against A&M, at home against Purdue.
Yep, but week 2, they're off already. So September 6th, they have a bye week.
Oh, that means they're going to have a stupid-ass stretch at the end or something.
Yeah, so they have a bye week on the 6th and at home against.
But they have like 3 home games in a row.
At home against Purdue, at Arkansas, at home against Boise State, at home against North Carolina State, at home against Trojans. Off week. Actually, no. Okay, so there's 6 games in the middle and then 5 games at the end. So actually, I think they do that.
Oh, that's not bad. That's okay. That's not bad.
No, not bad at all. And then they're November 1st at Boston College, at home against Navy, at Pitt Panthers, at home against Syracuse, which is my 20th anniversary of the first game I went to.
Hey,
November.
I'm definitely going to this. I'm getting to a game this year in South Bend. There's no doubt.
November 19th, 2005 was my first game, and that was at home against Syracuse.
I think
you brought me to.
Yeah. Mine was Willingham's last year live, or was it 2002? Maybe it was his second year. Anyway, it was Julius Jones went off on BYU. I think he had
Speaking of Julius Jones, so the other night I was in Cincinnati. Heather and I were down there. We were at the sports bar called Dickman's. I get this text message because I was commenting on this guy's post. Do you remember the name Tony Driver?
Of course I do.
All right. He came out and hung out with us.
Oh, what? He needs to come on the show. Tony Driver's
He will. So we were talking. He's good friends with a few people that I know. He lives about 10 minutes from where we were. He lives in Cincinnati. He and I have talked a bunch of times in the past, and he messaged me. He's like, "Hey, where you at?" I'm like, "Oh, we're over at Dickman's." He literally came over and
that's so awesome.
I don't know why I didn't tell you. I think I forgot to tell you that.
Man, yeah, we got to get Tony.
So here's a picture of him and I.
Yo, that's so awesome.
Hanging out, and then
I hope he's watching now. Yeah, Tony Driver was a stud, man.
But yeah, and then he played for the Buffalo Bills. That's why we were watching, because the Bills game was on.
Yeah.
So he used to play for the Bills. He played from 2000 to 2003. He played with a couple friends of mine. He played with Marcus Sullivan, who played offensive line for the Bills and the Giants and the Patriots. Never won a Super Bowl, though.
Wow.
But Driver was cool, man. Cool dude, hanging out with us and just shooting the shit. Him and I were just drinking and talking football and life and whatnot. So
I love that.
It was pretty sweet, man. But yeah, we will definitely get him on. I'm gonna make sure. And he goes, now since he knows who I am and met me personally, he's like, I'll come on because he wasn't quite
I
sure.
remember. I have fond memories of Tony Driver. I think Tony Driver played with Jerry's Jackson and shit.
Correct, he did. He was a DB and also a
Yeah.
running back. He
Running
kind of
back,
kept going back and forth.
Yeah.
So
Davey didn't know what he had.
yeah,
Davey
and
was able to recruit some defensive studs, but he wasn't ready for a head coach position.
so another thing that Tony told me too is he got recruited by Lou Holtz.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So I was like, oh man.
Yeah, because I think he played. I think Tony Driver might have been a freshman in '95, and he might have played.
He said he never got to play for Holtz.
Okay, so then he was a freshman.
96 to 2000.
So he stayed.
Yeah. So and he was drafted, I think, in the 5th round by the Bills.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, pretty cool that he kind of came out and hung out with us, and that was my fun interaction of the weekend. Yeah, that was
that's good.
I mean, my Eagles are in the Super Bowl, so I got 2 of my teams in the final games this year.
Eagles and the Chiefs. What, rinse and repeat. Yay.
Fine, don't watch it. Your team sucks anyway. But then again, you don't have an NFL team.
I don't have an NFL team.
I know. So, but anybody that does say that, oh, I'm going to be so bored. Well, then don't fucking watch it. Your team
don't
sucked
watch.
anyway.
I mean, I'll tune in for a little bit. I'm off on Sundays. It's the Super Bowl. I mean, you always watch no matter what. I don't know if I'll watch. I'm excited. I'll tell you what I'm excited about is Kendrick at halftime.
Oh, Lamar.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar at halftime. That's
he's gonna be out there, and
because they're gonna show Patrick Mahomes and all that, and then they're just gonna be all on Taylor Swift and the Chiefs, like the NFL. I guess there's this big conspiracy. Like people are really sold on this thing that the NFL is really giving bias to the Chiefs.
I mean,
I don't watch enough of it now. I watched a little bit of the championship games on Sunday.
Yeah,
but it was.
There was some interesting calls on Sunday again. I'm not going to say that there's a bias, but here's one. Here's one stat though. If you want to hear this one, I think it's 8 straight playoff games. The Kansas City Chiefs have less penalties than their opponent. Okay, but they do have really good coaching, so they know how to play right.
It's tough, man. I'm never one of those Pete cats to blame it on a couple, like the one I always go back to was the phantom clipping call in 1990 when Rocket returned it against Colorado. Yep. And there was no clip. That one, it's like you got to put no time on the clock, ref, and you're going to really throw that flag, you piece of shit.
Exactly. He knew what he was doing. He had money on the game.
Yeah, so I'm sure it's happened a couple of times, but I hate to be one of those fans that are like, oh,
yeah, I mean, if you're a Bears fan, all you do is complain about the refs and they screwed your season. No, your team just sucks. That's what happens. I mean,
how sore. I told you, you silly ass Bears fans and your organization, Caleb Williams was not the number 1 pick, man. Guy.
And that sure showed this year, didn't it?
Man, Jaden Daniels. I was saying, we said it last year. I was like, he's the number 1 pick. That guy's better than Caleb Williams. Watch.
And here's the fun. Okay, so think about this too. So Jaden Daniels, Bears could have had him with the number 1 pick. They could have also, instead of keeping Eberflus, they could have hired Dan Quinn. There's 2. Clint Kubiak, they could, or not Clint Kubiak. Who's the other guy? Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury. They could have brought him on as OC, but no. Let's bring on who was the guy they brought? Shane Waldron. So they could have had basically what the Commanders had, the commies, but instead they went with the shitbag Bears stuff that they do.
As I say, who's to say that this cat from Detroit's going to do anything, man?
As I say, inept franchises do inept things all the time.
But it's crazy how they're just a punchline. Them and the Raiders. The Raiders have had 5 coaches since 2021.
Yeah. 2. Well, one last year. They had 2 the year before, and then 2 the year before that. So yeah.
5 coaches
now they get
years.
Now they get the Poodle. So yeah,
the Poodle's coming back.
73-year-old Poodle. When the season starts, he will be the oldest coach ever in NFL history. Which I'm like, okay, that's kind of shocking because I swear Marv Levy was, but I guess he wasn't that old.
He just looked old.
Yeah.
He's fucking
Exactly.
Benjamin Button, man.
Who's still, and he's in his 90s and he's still alive too. So it's kind of crazy.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he's still
Mark
alive.
Levy was a hell of a coach.
Sure was. But yeah, I do feel bad for the Bills. Man, that game Sunday night was awesome. It just sucked that the Chiefs won. Such a because since I was down in Cincy, man, do they hate the Chiefs,
Oh, I'm
those
sure.
fans. So it was like pro Bills all game long, and it was
Wow.
awesome just kind of watching it. I was getting shit because I had my Eagles stuff on. I don't care, whatever.
I mean,
But
Mahomes he's I've never hated Mahomes or had anything bad.
same here.
He's great. He's really something, dude.
5 Super Bowls, 7 years playing in the NFL. He has made the championship game all 7 years.
He could. I just like what was it last year or 2 years ago? Somebody said, "Oh, you think he'll ever be?" I was like, "Man, no way." This cat's actually got a shot to take Brady's record out already, man.
I mean, if he wins this year, it's 4.
4 Super Bowls, he only needs 3 more, right?
And he's 29.
Brady won 7.
Yeah.
And he played in 9 or 10.
Played in 9.
He lost 2 or 3.
No,
he played in 10.
8.
He lost 3.
He won 8.
He lost 3 of them.
That's right. So
2
he
to
played
the Giants,
in 9,
and then yeah.
So he played in 9, and he lost to the Eagles.
So he played in 10 Super Bowls, dude.
Played in 10, because he won 7.
Yeah, he won 7 and lost 3. God damn.
So
incredible. Yeah,
but
Mahomes has a legit chance.
Yeah, and Mahomes could be the first quarterback to ever win 3 straight.
3 straight.
So, unreal.
And it's nuts too because there's not like a superstar wide receiver. There's no Jerry Rice.
Not this year.
Or for him, I mean, on the Chiefs, like
yeah, that's what I mean. Not this
they
year.
just get it done, man. They just get it done. Their defense is really good, though, I guess.
Yeah, and their offensive line is apparently not that good, but still, he just
pulls
it out of his
they only lost 2 games, didn't they?
Yeah, and as they say, this is the worst roster that they've had since they've been playing.
And they made it, and they went 15-2 or whatever. And
you know how much the Chicago Bears franchise would wish to have this worst roster?
The whole city of Chicago.
But then again, remember they could have also drafted Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's right.
They got Trubisky instead. Hey, you know what?
The kid had 1 year.
Inept franchises do inept things all the time.
Listen to? Like, who's scouting them? It's unbelievable.
I mean, obviously there were like 14 other teams that passed on him, but still. I don't remember where he was drafted. What was he drafted? 11, 12?
Well, he wasn't, he didn't blow people out. He just had a couple big games.
He had huge numbers at Texas Tech.
Right. Well, that was that Mike Leach shit, man.
Exactly.
Blowing people up. I mean, so did Cliff Kingsbury, and he went to Texas Tech, and
yep.
Oh no, Case Keenum went to Houston. But yeah, they're just programmed,
systematic quarterbacks. They thought he was a system quarterback.
System quarterback, right.
Yeah. So yeah, Dennis and I have just been shooting the shit for the last 15 minutes like we would normally do on any phone call, but instead we're live on social media
TV.
with our. So you get to listen to without the crude jokes and everything in there.
Yeah, not so many. I guess. So what would you say rating the ND season? What do you want to do? Stars or grades?
Oh, grade. I'm gonna give it an A.
Yeah.
Straight up A. I mean,
just a straight A. I won't say A+ because it was
there is no A+ because they lost.
They lost, right. But definitely an A season, man.
Thank
you for giving me memories of what Notre Dame used to be and was and is, and and again, this was the best team since 1993, man.
And I'll say this too, like you said, this was a fun season, and for us to be doing this show all year long,
oh my God,
made it even more fun.
So long, yeah.
Dude, we've done like 19 shows. I think it says 15. I know I screwed up somewhere. I think I had only.
Yeah.
I think we literally have done like 18 shows.
Well, right. And then, they had the 4 playoff games. It's just bananas, man.
Exactly.
14-2 record. 14-2.
They basically played an NFL season a couple years ago.
Yeah. They sure
16
did.
games. And they
Get some
still want.
rest, guys. Get some rest,
All
man,
right.
because
So
they got to make another run.
do you think they're going to go to 16 teams then?
I hope not.
I think 12
I
is
don't.
good.
I think they need to keep it at 12. It's because okay. Here we go. A lot of people, the national championship ratings were down
Yes.
from last year.
22
you're
million
telling me
people
Ohio
watch.
State and Notre Dame isn't going to outdraw the Skunk Bears and the Huskies? Come on. It's because people were. It's too late. January 20th is too late, and it's interfering with the NFL, and people are all about the NFL.
But nobody's watching. There was no NFL games that night, though.
No, I know it's a Monday. I get it, but they're from the weekend. I'm saying like
True.
that
Yeah.
was, and it was a 10. And it was a what 8 games, almost 10 days between the semifinal
10 days
and the
between
Natty.
because it was Friday to Monday. So it's 10 days.
So it's too. They should start it sooner in December.
Yeah, I agree. Do it
Like
the
not January
2 weeks
1st.
after the season ends, and then go.
They should do away with some of these other bowl games and just say sorry, guys, and stop giving participation trophies to 6 and 6 teams and 7 and 5 teams. It's just like,
yeah,
I get it. It's good for the school, and the school makes money. And it's cool for the kids and stuff, but I don't know. I guess they can still do. Maybe they should do like what you would get in high school or something, and they would get intramurals, and they can have like an NIT tournament or something. I guess. I don't. You know, it's just.
That actually,
long,
that
man.
wouldn't be
long
bad.
Season for these kids, dude.
That's a great idea. Do like an NIT playoff for like the Alabamas and the Ole Misses and the Missouris and the teams that didn't make it, so that way they can have bragging rights. And once whoever wins that,
and then they could say,
like,
SEC
"Oh, that winner would have beaten Ohio State."
Right. Exactly.
I mean, you get more debate.
I like the 12 team. I think they need to fix the bye thing.
Yes. No automatic.
I think it should just be the top 4 teams. If you finish 1 through 4, then you're the top seeded team.
I'm in agreement.
The conference championship thing is silly. That doesn't because the conferences, the difference in conferences. You know, next year the SEC could be strong and be right back in it again.
And they were saying
the Big Ten could be down.
3 of the conferences winners probably shouldn't have been in the top 4. Obviously, Oregon, yes, but the other 3, Boise State, Arizona State, and SMU probably shouldn't have been in the top 4.
Well, SMU didn't win their conference. Clemson did.
I know.
Oh. Clemson won the ACC. And Georgia was 2. Georgia won the SEC. That's why.
That's right. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm like, what am I missing?
And Arizona State won the Big 12.
Yeah.
So
and Boise State, correct? Okay. So
yeah.
I was missing one. That's right, because it was SMU and because who did they play that where they got smoked? Was that the Penn State game?
It was Penn State.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're already forgetting. That was only 3 weeks ago.
I mean, it was, but I think that's a long season for these kids, man. I mean, 16 games, like
it is.
That's too long. These kids will never make it to the NFL then. They'll be banged up. They'll play one season and not have to retire.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then I'm seeing how there's already guys not going to be playing in the the Senior Bowl because they're freaking banged up and shit.
Well, I mean, that's a long season, man. Think about it. Notre Dame played 16 games.
Yeah, and they played 3 more games in Indiana. They played 3 more games than all the other teams that lost. So yeah, you're beat up.
It's a long season, man. I mean, again, I'm not pointing fingers. Ohio State was the better team.
They were.
But I think if we're healthy this year, we could hang and beat them.
And this has been a long podcast, so I need to go eat.
Yeah, man. Tired. Cool. Right on.
So
great season, Irish. Thank you.
So the next time you see us on here, you're going to see season 6, episode 1. So, we're just going to move on because this was since the recap season. The next show will be season 6. Yeah, we had to do a wrap up. It took us a while. I've been traveling like a fucking madman.
And I was licking my wounds because I'm still sore.
Okay, I do have to say that text you sent me the other day where you're like 8 points, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I'm, you're like, we're only down 8 points. I'm like, I know. I mean, this
8
was like a
points with
random
4
what?
minutes.
Was it a random Friday afternoon where you sent it?
Yeah, I was just like sitting there just dwelling off, and I'm like, we were
Daydreaming.
8 points away from a natty, man.
Yeah, well, they were more than 8 points, but yeah, they were.
Well, I mean, with 4 minutes to go, they
I
lost.
know, I know, I know exactly what you meant. But yeah, that was kind of comical. I kind of felt bad for you. I'm like, did you rewatch the game? Because why would you do that?
No, I couldn't. I thought about it, and I was like, I can't do that.
Okay, glad you didn't rewatch it. So there, awesome. But yes, for Dennis
right.
Stover, Evan
Great
J.
season,
Thomas,
Ev.
follow us all over the socials. We are ND Nation. Also, we are NDNation.com. And until next time,
Go
till
Irish.
till
Thank you for the
season
memory.
6 EP1, go Irish.
25, we're getting that ass.